Yeah, so welcome. My name is Bieger and I'm a music producer and sound engineer. That's my current Berlin studio and the place where hopefully the magic happens. It's the workspace that I'm using for everything I'm doing. A lot of mixing for clients, sometimes production for clients, also my own music. It offers me a way of incorporating this hybrid studio, analog and digital, working hand in hand in whatever combination in the best possible way. One of the notable vintage synths that I'm having is the ARP 2600, which you can see it's an early Tonus model. I actually bought this because of the Arturia plugin. I actually liked the plugin so much that I wanted to get hands-on with the hardware. Euphonium, which to my understanding only like 41 or 42 of them have been made, and to my knowledge only fully tube-based synthesizer. It has 26 tubes. It's just a really special, almost steampunk kind of instrument. I remember when the first audio plugins and VST instruments came out, there was no question that hardware was better. Absolutely no question. And these days, it's a completely different playing field. What you use is not so much the sound quality anymore. It's more like how does it fit in the workflow. I've been using the V collection since a long time, and possibly more than half of all the VSTs I'm using are Arturia synths from the V collection. Yeah, let's talk about the KeyStep a bit. I had a lot of fun playing with lately. There's a KeyStep 37 here and the shorter version over there. They're the only pieces of equipment here with small keyboards. But I think in this concept they make absolute sense. They're portable and you can just basically use them while traveling and whatnot, but you can even travel with them inside the studio, which is quite nice. I always liked working with synthesizers with arpeggiators, but many onboard arpeggiators are actually quite limited. So for me personally, the arpeggiator section of the KeyStep is actually the standout feature from a creative point of view. All these ways with the mutate function or the spice feature and all this kind of stuff. And also something that I enjoy a lot is the ribbon controllers and the way how it invites you to do certain things with them. And even though it only is a controller, these things also can shape a lot the way how sound is actually being made, and that they invite you to maybe think about doing certain things in ways that almost go beyond what's possible with the synth to begin with. And sometimes that can be really, really inspiring. So in this example, I want to show how I create the bass line with the KeyStep and the modular. And the key ingredient here obviously is going to be the arpeggiator. Do this on top of a groove that comes from the percons. And then we will gradually start building the track, employing the KeyStep on some of the other elements. For the next element, we will do a pad with Nina. What comes in really handy here is the ribbon controllers of the KeyStep. So the way how I doing this right now is that the pitch bend is just a normal pitch bend, and the modulation I am sending to the pitch of only one oscillator, which means if I'm using the bend, obviously the whole setup with 3 oscillators is going to be pitched. And with the mod, I'm only pitching one of the 3 oscillators, which is changing the chord. when I really get into this flow state, it's almost like a meditation, like I'm in some other place. And even if this sounds a bit esoteric, like more like a medium conveying something, and ego just sort of dissolves behind it in a way. So I can't even say that I really enjoy that focus so much, because my whole focus is somewhere else. Sometimes I'm actually having a very physical reaction, like when I'm getting goosebumps. That's usually a sign that something's happening. But at the same time, you get nervous because you also know it only will turn into something meaningful when you don't mess it up along the way. And so it's this feeling of excitement and some sort of pressure at the same time. Right now, I'm basically experimenting a lot, and I think that the background for that is that I think that creativity in a way is like a bank account, and when you produce music, you basically mostly withdraw from this bank account of ideas, and at some point you have to refill it with experiments, new things you're trying, and then you have a pool of new ideas and atoms you can form into new sonic molecules in a way. What is Arturia? I mean, it's such a broad range of diversity that what stands out to me is that regardless of where you look, it's always quality. Even though there was a mini V at some point, Arturia never said, okay, we got this, now we move on. Like, there is a fourth version of it, and they keep improving and keep improving. And that is something that I always value, this sort of striving to push the boundaries, and because I'm striving to do the same in my work.